Alright, let's take a look at Set A Booklet B Question 26. When the toy soldiers are stacked to 3 layers high, they reach a height of 23 cm. So let's take a look at this diagram. You do see that when it's 2 layers, it is made up of a stickman and half the body of the stickman. That makes up 16 cm. When it's 3 layers, you see the same thing. The full body length of a stickman, half body, and another half body. That makes up 23 cm. So now John wants to stack 21 toy soldiers in the same pattern. How high will his pyramid reach? So we want to know, okay, how many layers are there when the toy soldiers have 21 toy soldiers? Okay, let's take a look. When it's 2 layers, maybe I show you. 2 layers, you will have 1 plus 2 stickmen gives you 3. When there are 3 layers, you will have 1 plus 2 plus 3, which gives you 6. When there's 4 layers, you have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 will give you 10. So we move on a bit and see how many layers do I need to get 21. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 to get 15. If there are 6 layers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, and you get 21. So at least by listing, we know that we have 6 layers. Okay, so we move on to actually look at how can I use 23 cm and 16 cm to find out what is the height of half the body. So if I take 23 minus 16, I will get 7. What does 7 represent? 7 actually represents half the body, which indicated by a red arrow like that. Okay, so if you look at the layers, you will realize that when there are 2 layers, it's made up of a full body and a half body. When there are 3 layers, it's made up of a full body. The rest are all half body. So how about 6 layers? How about 6 layers? Okay, you are right. It's made up of a full body. Okay, but I have not found the height of the full body, the pink color, which is actually, I also can find, which is 16 minus 7 to give me 9. So 9 is actually the height of the full body. I pause here for a while for you to take down the notes. Then after that, at least I know that for 6 layers, I will have a full body, and the rest are all half body, which is the 7 cm. So that means 9 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. And if you total up, you will get 44. Okay, how come I know that I only add 7 5 times? We have 6 layers. The first is this 9, the full body. The rest, it will be this 7 and another 7 and another 7 and another 7 and another 7. So of course, if you add them all up, you will get the answer is 44, meaning I will have this one, 5 layers of this. So the answer is 44 cm. You may pause and write down the notes while I move on to the next question. Now the next question, the figure below is made of a square and 3 triangles. The perimeter of the shaded part is 24 centimeters longer than the perimeter of the unshaded part. So they are actually comparing shaded and unshaded. They asked you what is the area of the square. So I'm going to use, you are encouraged to use your highlighter. Let me highlight out in yellow the parts of the shaded. Let me draw out at the side for you. This is the parts of the shaded. Then using pink, I am going to draw out the perimeter of the unshaded. That is made up of one side. Okay, and I'm also going to draw out for you at the side here. Okay, so with that, let us compare the perimeter. Which are the parts that they are the same? Okay, now let me highlight in yellow again. This part, this part, this part, this part, all the jagged of the triangles is the same as the jagged of the one that highlighted in the unshaded part. And also, I have highlighted one side of the unshaded part, which is the same as one side of the shaded part. So what is left behind? Because just now they say shaded versus unshaded. It is 24 cm longer. So what is left behind? When you compare the perimeter, you are left behind with 2 of the sides. And these 2 sides correspond to 24 cm. One side will be 24 divided by 2, that is 12. So how to get the area? 12 times 12, which is 144. The difficulty of this question is you need to highlight out and check side by side which are the sides that is the same. For example, this and this is the same, and this the same as this one is the same as this, so on and so forth. Then whatever left behind is the perimeter that is longer. Alright, let's move on to question 28. ABC is made of identical rectangles. The rectangles are placed next to each other without overlapping. The length of AB is 60 centimeters. Find the area of the shaded part. So you can see that the shaded part, there are 3 shaded parts there. So at least we know that this is a rectangle. For simplicity, I am going to label L, that represent length. And I'm also going to label B, that represent the breadth. L, B. L, B. Okay, this is the clue that I'm given. Next, I study the figure and say any other clue? Yes, I have length, 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 length. At least I know that 5 lengths equal to 60 centimeters. Okay, 1 length equals 60 divided by 5, which is 12. So at least I know that the length is 12. Let me write in first. So are we able to find the breadth? Okay, so let's take 12 times 3, which is 36. Why times 3? Because I do see 12 appearing 3 times. 60 minus 36, which is 24. Now I realize that 3 breadth is 24. 1 breadth is 24. Divide by 3 to get 8. Now I know this is 8. Alright, so is there anything else that we can do? How can we continue solving the question? At least I do know that. Let us find the area of a rectangle, the small rectangle. The area is 12 times 8, which is 96. Alright, can you see the 96? So actually, if I clear everything for you, if I erase all this so that you can see clearly, you will get to see that this is 96, this is 96, this is 96, and this is 96. So I draw your attention to this portion here. And actually, just now we found that the length is 12 and the breadth is 8. So actually, one side of the pink square that I highlighted out is 12 plus 8, which is 20. So the other side is also 20. My target is to find that shaded small little square over here. So what I can do is I am going to take 96 times 4, which is 384. I can do my working at the side. Then after that, I can take 20 times 20 to give me 400. And I take 400 minus 384 to give me 16. Then since I have 3 of them, 16 times 3 is 48. So actually, Mrs. Aoyong, is there a shorter way or not? Actually, there is a shorter way. So if you don't want to go through this painful process, actually let me zoom in and show you the shorter way. Now, can you see that the length is 12 over here? Okay. Now, this length is 12 out, but do you also realize that this breadth here is 8? Maybe it's too thick, let me rewrite for you. We can see that the breadth is 8 and the length here is 12. So how to get the length of the small square here? Yes, 12 minus 8, which is 4. So I can take 4 times 4 give you 16, and 16 times 3 will give me 48. Now, I of course recommend you doing the second method that I showcased to you, but I do see some of you doing many things just to get the area of the square. So I present to you 2 methods and see which you prefer. Of course, I believe that you will write this because this one looks like it's more elegant and shorter. Alright, let's move on to question 29. Kenny, before and after model. Kenny had $21 more than Alice at first. After Kenny gave some of his money to Alice, he had $27 less than Alice. How much money did Kenny give to Alice? So let us draw Kenny, Alice. This one non-negotiable, really need model drawing. I will draw that at first because at first Kenny really have $21 more than Alice. I will put a red dot here to represent the at first. Okay, let's move on with the story. Now Kenny want to give some of his money to Alice. I do not know how much, but I will just put a dot here. Maybe this part I highlight in black is going to be given to Alice. So let me draw out for you. And this 21 over here. This whole thing, this 2 is the same. Let me give you a dot to represent this whole thing the same. It's going to be brought down. After which, what happens? He realized that whatever he's left behind is 27 less. So in the end, Alice have from here all the way to here. Kenny from here all the way to here only. So realize that this is actually 27. Now I zoom in for you to see so that you can tell how am I going to make use of this model to help me to solve. Okay, I know that this and this is the same. So how about this portion here? Are they the same unit? Yes. So how can I make use of 27 and 21 and units to form an equation? Yes, you are right. Firstly, we take 27 minus 21 to give us 6. And do you see these two units? The two units with the dot is 6. So 1 unit is 6 divided 2 to get 3. So now the question asks you, how much money did Kenny give to Alice? How much money did Kenny give to Alice? It's made out of 3 plus 21. This 3 is here. This 3, this 21 to give us 24. So the answer is 24. Okay, most of you actually left it blank because I think maybe you do not know how to draw the model. Take a look at the strategy and the way, the technique of me drawing the model, try to follow in your corrections. Now question 30, most of you got it correct, and the answer is 200. Because most of you got it correct, and most of you also can tell me that this two from 100% minus 70% gives you 30%. And they even tell you that the same number of tuna and curry puffs. Can most of you can even tell me, oh, I actually used the 30% divided by 2 to get 15%. And there are 110 more sardine than tuna. So I'm going to actually speed up for this because many of you can do this. 55% correspond to 110. Then after that, you found 1 and you found 100%. So with that, I'm going to pause here for you to do your correction. Thank you.